Now that there is no competition in their eyes, they're like, yeah, we can now start lowering the revenue generation that random streamers can make on the platform. First of all, I'll just tell you something. I don't know if I'm allowed to, okay? I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I want to say it so bad, okay? There are certain things that you can't discuss about your contract. Like, it's literally in your contract that you can't discuss. But, like, all I will say is I didn't say anything, but Ludwig, who saw my contract, laughed about it numerous times, both publicly and privately to my face. I don't have a 50-50 ad split. And if you think that it's better than that, okay, that's one. I didn't say anything. I did not say anything. I was just trying to dry my hair with the air. That's what I was doing there. Okay? The reason why that happened was because I wanted to run the least amount of fucking ads. And now that you see everybody running like 7 minutes of ads and shit, you probably realize that that was the case. That part of the contract I've been very open about from the jump. I literally had the lowest ad density out of all the top content creators. Okay? I had the lowest ad density out of all the top content creators. And for that, I got, heavily penalized. Okay? So... But a lot of the earlier contracts always had a 70-30 split for subs. On the one hand, you have ad revenue, and then on the other hand, you have subs. Okay? Now, ad revenue is understandable, even though it is a little bit, it's ad revenue. Them taking anything more than 50-50 for ad revenue is pretty wild. But it is still understandable that they would take such a large percentage of the ad revenue because, like, they're selling the inventory themselves. There are people behind the scenes that are doing ad ops. That's an entire team in and of itself. It is supposed to be the machine. It's supposed to be the machine that generates revenue because video hosting live is an incredibly expensive endeavor. So there is truth to this. There is a reality on this platform. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. Even if they were running a not-for-profit business, or even if they were running, let's say, a cooperative corporation, okay, like Twitch is a platform, and then contracting out streamers like they do now, even if internally they were like, we don't care about profit at all, okay, they would still take a percentage of your ad revenue and even a percentage of your subscriptions as well, because ultimately it's not free to run all these servers and run all this shit. Okay? Has my lefty streamer malfunction? Why is he using these words? Now, having said that, Twitch and AWS are owned by the same umbrella core. It's just internal money moving. None of it is real. The AWS could just charge Twitch nothing. Certainly. Okay? Certainly. However, I don't know the internal workings between Amazon and Twitch in general. Like, I don't know how much say they have over it. I don't know how much Amazon is like, yeah, no, we don't give a shit about it. Because the same problem goes back to AWS as well. AWS, Amazon's like main engine there. That's not how it works though. Amazon doesn't value Twitch enough. They probably get a discount, but it's never going to be free. Exactly. And not only is it never going to be free, okay, they definitely do pay for the hosting, for the record. And there's so much more that you're paying for. There's just like, I'm just saying something that's incredibly obvious to everyone. I hope you understand. There's an operating cost to every platform. That's why I always literally tell you, for the record, I always literally tell you that, whenever people are like, well, why do you work for Amazon? Idiot. Like, why do you work for Amazon? What's wrong with you? Go make your own platform. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's bananas, right? Like that, because it's entirely too expensive an operation to just launch on your own. Why does it matter if you're making over 100K? That's plenty enough money. Wait, what? Wait, what? I haven't even gotten to that part. Like, I haven't even talked about the 100K barrier or whatever. But you do realize that you're defending, like you're shitting on contracted employees that are making 100K a year to defend a company that is a multi-billion-dollar operation here. Like, you literally, it's like a NBA It's like a fan of the NBA telling a player, being like, "Oh man, you want more money for your you want more money for, like, let's say they want you to, train extra hours, right? They're like, "Oh, you want more money because you're training extra hours now? You made it to the fucking playoffs? Well, that's really selfish of you. You're making enough money anyway. Like, how about this tiny multinational corporation? How about their bottom line? You know what I mean?" That's nuts. How are you gonna side with Amazon, brother? What the fuck? Let's say you hate wealthy streamers, right? You hate wealthy streamers because they're wealthy. They're doing something that you want to fucking do, and it seems really easy. How the fuck are they able to, make this kind of money or whatever? Okay, I'm not even defending for myself, and you will understand why I'm talking about this, because I'm in an entirely separate place than even the people that are in this conversation right now, because I'm one of the top content creators on the platform. So there are we're talking about non-exclusivity streamers in this circumstance. Twitch basically changed its attitude this year and signaled that they were going to have non-exclusivity deals with all of their partners that would, change their revenue flow. Okay, I'm not even involved in that. I am in some ways, but not to the same degree. I'm involved in that if I say, no, I'm not taking anything, I'm not doing anything, and then I'm locked into, in order to stream on the platform as a partner streamer, then I'm locked into the same contract that everyone else is. So there's a negative incentivization there. Now, the 50-50 split seems fair, though, is what you're saying. Okay, for ads, I think it's still too high compared to the YouTube, I think, 70-30 split, right? However, even if you consider the 50-50 split for ad revenue to be decent, normal, whatever, because the operating cost of Twitch is really high, okay? Even if the 50-50 split for the ad side is still too high, but is relatively understandable because there's operating costs and whatnot, subscriptions, taking more of the percentage off of subscriptions is bananas. Okay? Absolutely bananas. And I'll tell you why. Because subscriptions are supposed to be 100% yours. What do you mean? Chatter, you subscribe to me. You're not subscribing to the fucking platform. What do you mean? What else are they going to do? Are they going to be like, okay, donations actually are now going to be a percentage that they're collecting as well? I don't really do a lot of donos. You know what I mean? I don't really do TTS like that. I don't really get a lot of donos. You guys already know this. But that's insane. Subscriptions are supposed to be yours. They're not really serving anything with subscriptions. They're just giving you emotes that you can use on the platform. Fine. That's an incentive for people to subscribe, an additional incentive for you to subscribe. But yeah, donations were literally such a burden on Twitch as a platform, another area of revenue generation for the content creators that they wanted to take a piece of. So they started making bits. They literally did bits. That's the whole purpose of bits, is to cut out the middle, to become the middleman again. Okay? I think it's because subscriptions mean they won't get ad revenue from that viewer. Yeah, I think so as well. But also, it's because of people like myself who don't want to run ads, and that's a gigantic. Even if they farm in incredible amounts of revenue off of me because of the bad ad rev distribution for me versus them. If it were up to me, I'd run 0 ads and only run subscriptions, right? But it's people like myself, because we see there are other streamers like myself as well that see this as a more sustainable and better way to serve content. They want people to run more ads. They have a boatload of inventory that is going unserved currently. If your entire platform is about live hosting, which is a very expensive endeavor, that's all your inventory, and you have no ads. You have advertisers who are saying we want to buy ads on your inventory, but no one wants to serve them. You got to figure out a way to do it. One way to do it is through positive incentives, okay? Which would be hey, we're going to give you extra money if you run ads, okay? Which they're kind of doing right now. They've launched, I think they launched something like that. My dashboard looks very different than the average streamers because I don't have any of the good bells and whistles. I've never had a bounty because I've been banned too many times. And also I don't have ad incentives because I already have an exclusive contract. So I've never actually seen this. I've never actually personally seen what it looks like, but I do know that Twitch will do. I do know that Twitch will incentivize viewers. Bounties are ads, like native ads, like this hour is sponsored by League of Legends or some shit. You know what I mean? That's like what a bounty is. That's how bounties work. And then there are regular ads that you're serving, like pre-roll ads and shit like that. Can you please explain how you have the lowest ad density? Because there are new frogs that are spreading propaganda lies. Wait, what? Really? I took a fat L on my contract because I already generate enough revenue from subscriptions, and I was very open about it from day one. I negotiated down to a number, or rather a percentage of ad density, which was 60 seconds per hour. That is lower than every other top streamer on the platform. And not only did I take a fucking fat L on the additional revenue that I could generate from running more ads, because, that's just how it is. The more ads you run, you're such a hero. No, I'm not. I don't think I am. I just think that this is the appropriate thing to do. I think you're different from most streamers, but Asmongold has literally said that he only runs the ads at the end of his stream. Everyone has a different contract. And I don't think Asmongold even has a contract. So that's just like for him to just make additional revenue because it's at the end of his stream, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't have a contractual obligation to run it at all, which is why he can do it whenever he wants. And that's perfectly valid to just serve like 30 minutes of ads if he can at the end of his stream when he wasn't even going to stream that anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's great. That's why I run 3 minutes of ads in the beginning and 3 minutes of ads in the end, so that I can maintain that 1 minute density. But it's literally, I'm talking too much about my own personal contract here. But anyway, regardless, they know that if it were up to me, I would just literally run ads at the end of it. 10 minutes of ads. If I did 10 hours, I'm not allowed to do that. That's all I'll say. I'm not allowed to do that. Anyway. Let's talk about, this is Cyrus Saul, liberal socialist by day, anarcho-socialist by night. This is what Carter sent me to look at. Let's talk about some of the stats Twitch uses in their posts. The most obvious, CDN costs. Using list price to make cost claims is something Twitch has done for years now. It's misleading, but not in the way many streamers think. This list CDN price is around 10x higher than base tech costs, so you can take that 1,000 and shrink it to 100. But CDN tech cost doesn't dominate Twitch's costs. When you factor all the other costs back in, the $1,000 is no longer a whole order of magnitude off. Because Twitch said, lastly, we have to talk about the cost of our service, because that's the main reason why they're saying like we're changing we're changing in order to maintain profitability, or in order to reach profitability, okay, which is to make more money off of all the streamers and viewers than the operating costs and everything else when everyone else is paid out. That's what profits are, as you know. They wanted to find a different revenue stream, and instead of trying to lower the cost by going to the big guy in Amazon, they decided to farm the additional methods of revenue that partners have. And they wanted to do this. They wanted to do this in a way that was like less impactful to the smaller streamers, which make up a gigantic part of the viewer base, I think, right? Because there's like 100,000 revenue threshold that you need to go up. Based on the numbers, they're alleging they lose $800K a month from XC before ad revenue. Seems like horse shit to me. Okay. Let's continue. I don't give a fuck about 8K bitrate, by the way, which is technically, I think, something that you could do on Twitch already, but they just don't do it. But, 100K a year. Sorry, not 100K a month. Always available live video to nearly every corner of the world is expensive. Using the published rates from Amazon's Web Services Interactive Video Service, IVS, which is essentially Twitch video, live video costs for a 100 CCU streamer who streams 200 a month are more than $1,000 per month. We don't typically talk about this because, frankly, you shouldn't have to think about it. We'd rather you focus on doing what you do best. But to fully answer the question of why not 70-30, ignoring the high cost of delivering the Twitch service would have meant giving you an incomplete answer. But yes, the $1,000 is misleading, but more in misdirecting where the cost centers lie. Also, annoying math note. I'm not sure where Dan is getting his IVS price card. Here is the non-discounted IVS price card as of 9/21. What the fuck? Wait, I don't get it. For live video input, you pay the duration of live video sent to Amazon Interactive Video Service, and the standard is $2 per hour and the basic is 20 cents. Wait, what? Yep, they priced in the press brief for like the best of the best or some shit. Misleading. Okay. A 100 CCV Twitch stream is likely HD or full HD. The broadcast cost, 200 hours times 2 is $400. A 20K hour HD viewing hours is 1,400. 20K full HD viewing hours, 2,800. So the total is 1,800 to 3,200, and that assumes 100% NA traffic mixture. Then there's the quoted 27% average year-over-year per viewer hour revenue increase. Anytime I see average quoted for a set of numbers that follow a logarithmic trend, I'm suspicious. The changes, so investments like paying off for streamers, products like Prime Subs, Community Gifting, Hype Train, and the Ads Incentive Program, to name a few, have driven an increase of 27% more streamer revenue per viewer hour year over the last 5 years. Okay? So they're basically saying all the new stuff that we're putting out there, Prime Subs, Community Gifting, Hype Train, and Ads Incentive Programs, have made streamers have an opportunity to make more money. Except what they're failing to mention is that Prime Subs, while it is subsidized by Amazon, okay, it's Amazon's way of like maintaining a monopoly on the live streaming space, is still an additional bonus for people that, it's added value to the Prime itself on top of delivery and whatnot. Community gifting is simply just a tool for people to be able to put more funds onto the fucking platform. And the ads incentive program is the only one out of everything that they're saying here, which is a direct way to try to get people to serve ads by paying them more money. And of course, Twitch doesn't allow contracted streamers, as Lulu Lovely pointed out, to use the ad incentive program. I'm a contracted exclusive streamer on the platform. I've never seen it. I've never used it. There's also a number that gets too high for a lot of top streamers on the platform. Like, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be mistaken on this part, if I'm not mistaken, like the bounty program, which is separate from the ad incentive program, which is when you do like a video game sponsorship. You know how like every now and then I'll play like a Ubisoft game or some shit? Twitch has its own internal sales team that literally does that. And they have, inventory to fill. So they have selected top streamers that they give bounties to, right? This is like really inside baseball shit. I'm trying to give you as like non-technical an approach, right, to this thing. So basically in that circumstance, like you get paid like, however many thousands of dollars, like it all the way ranging from like, I guess $1,000 to, I think like it caps off at like 30 grand or 40 grand or something. Even in that situation, and I literally do not have personal information about this because like, I've never been a part of it. Okay. An hour. Yes. Depending on what your numbers are at, but if you're like a 200K streamer, or if you're like a 40K streamer, if you're like a fucking 30K streamer, you already are so above that on the bounty side that they don't even fucking do that. Like I don't even think you can be in the bounty program, because at that point it's like it's too expensive. Yes, I served a top of the hour ad break at 1. I did. Okay. The changes and features Twitch have added over the last 5 years have focused on particular broadcasters, particular sets of broadcasters. It's these sets of broadcasters that have likely seen the most benefit from the significant 27%, which is a lot, an uptick in hours per watched revenue. I don't think this likely plays out in the way most readers would first expect. Those at the bottom of the revenue pile, affiliates, likely saw the greatest per viewer hour percentage increase from 2017, 5 years ago, when it was first announced. In other words, these streamers went from $0 per viewer hour to a non-zero value, an infinite increase. The median increase across all streamers, see comments below, could very well be above 27% because of this. That's unlikely to be financially relevant to most affiliates. Okay? But I don't think affiliates are driving the numbers here. Indeed, I'm not sure how different revenue factors play out. Twitch has tried a number of different revenue plays over the last 5 years, but if I had to, I'd guess ads dominate the rev increases. Because, once again, and I have to describe this, you're the ultimate pocket watcher? What? Bro, it's my own pocket that I'm describing to you. While watching the pocket of those who are smaller than me on the platform and you know, trying to give a better understanding to you, the watchers, on why you are about to see a fuckload of more ads. Okay? That suggests 200 to 2,000 CCV streamers likely saw the largest percentage rev per view hour bumps over the last 5 years. Other features like subtrains also work well on a viewer hour basis for these sorts of streams. Larger streams likely saw per viewer hour gains dominated by ads. All of which is a long way of saying that the 27% average may or may not have had any meaning for a particular streamer. An infinite increase from 0 to 250 isn't something to write home about, while a 15% increase at the top is a shit ton of money. Exactly. And I think he suspects that they said over a 5-year window because they introduced the affiliate program so they could like massage numbers to make it seem like it was really, really, really profitable for people to stream on Twitch rather than anyone else. Now, ultimately, none of that matters, though, because as it stands currently, you are still, if you're a content creator, slated to make a lot more money on Twitch than you are on YouTube, at least up until this very moment. Okay? That is the reason why so many streamers or so many YouTubers come to this platform for additional revenue creation for themselves. Okay? That's it. That's the real, that's the short and sweet of it. Now, that's cap, but go on. If that's cap, you would see streamers literally on YouTube live streaming. What do you mean that's cap, but go on? That is definitely not cap. Human beings are motivated by personal gain. If people were Doc and Tim the Tatman do it, yeah, they got paid. Well, not Doc. Doc was banned off the platform for weird reasons that we still don't fucking know. Tim the Tatman got paid a fucking bag. Everyone that went to YouTube has gotten paid a gigantic fucking bag to offset the costs. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about Normans. We're talking about like the average affiliate. We're talking about people like you in the chat that are like, I want to be a streamer. Okay? The fuck? Why do you think other platforms are paying gigantic cosmic loads of money to streamers to move there? Also, we still don't know why Doc was banned. I would like to know, but that's just me. Anyway, yeah. Currently as it fucking stands, you still, up until this very moment, yeah, I think Doc got banned because he exposed Shungai, but that's just me. The real thing that you put around the La Casa. But Dr. Lupus said the money hit his family for generations. Yeah, like people got paid. Why do you think people went to Facebook? You're crazy. Valkyrie's take on this. Strange being at a YouTube event right now, directly speaking to executives while Twitch greeds for profit, killing your viewer base with more ads, hurting the backbone of your company and the creators. We want to see success from both platforms since competition is good, but Twitch is throwing. I mean, it's true. Twitch relies on two things that it has a benefit for. Okay? Are you ready for this? Twitch relies on two things. Twitch has better community building. That's just fucking true. It has better live streaming services and a better directory. That's just fucking true. Which basically creates community building on the platform like no other. Can't get that on YouTube. I have a lot of friends, including Ray herself, that are there. So I know what it looks like. Okay? I know what it looks like on the back end. I know what it looks like in general. Okay? And it's something that YouTube could fix. And if they did actually take the necessary steps to fix, okay, they could probably put a serious fucking dent. There's a couple of reasons why Twitch is better right now. Okay? One, community building and chat, the live streaming experience. Okay? Back and forth. This kind of back and forth conversation that I have with people so they can say you're a joke while I'm in the middle of talking about things that actually are, defending the consumer, having the best experience whatsoever. That very hard to do on YouTube. Okay? That's not easy to do on YouTube. It's just not. That's why Ludwig tried to do Truffle TV. Okay? That's number one. Community building. And the things that you watch, like what unfolded yesterday, even not the serious stuff, but like the drama shit that was like dumb and stupid, that captivated hundreds of thousands of people. That kind of stuff only happens when you have like actual real community building on the platform. There is no fucking real directory on YouTube. Okay? It just doesn't exist. Anyway, so that is huge. That's huge for someone like myself. 2, Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime is a huge reason. It's millions and millions and millions of dollars that Amazon is basically giving to Twitch to offer to streamers, which then also offsets, and also to Twitch as well, basically. Okay? That's huge. Twitch also has drops. Twitch has because it's a live streaming platform, it has more options and a better way to basically change its platform and find new monetization strategies for the content creators to make it more profitable. But Twitch Prime, in and of itself, is one of the major reasons. Ultimately, no one is fucking doing this just for free. You know what I mean? You might love streaming, but ultimately, when it becomes your job, you're doing it as your job. Twitch is owned by Amazon? Wait, really? Fuck. This changes everything I was saying. No way, dude. That's crazy. Anyway, if you use your Amazon Prime account and connect it to your Twitch account, you'll just get one free Prime subscription, by the way. That's completely unrelated to the subject matter, but use it on your favorite streamer. Hopefully that's me. So drops in the creators on the platform are 98 reasons why Twitch is better. Yes. So day ruined. I know. So as I was saying, number 1, community. Number 2, revenue opportunities up until this very moment has always been better for Twitch than Amazon. All right, sorry, I'm just reading chat. Better for Twitch than YouTube or any other platform. Okay? I had a conversation about this with Leslie and Saikuno. A lot of streamers have talked about why they moved over to other platforms because the rat race of constantly maintaining relevancy and trying to be on top was one of the main reasons why their mental health was impacted. They talked about this on my podcast, Fear and, by the way. Okay? And that is a huge burden for a lot of people. You have to constantly try to fucking stay on top. You have to constantly try to fucking, figure out new ways. And I think your content sometimes suffers as a consequence of that. Sometimes it's really good if you're a psycho like me, or if you're a psychopathic person like myself or XUC. But other times it's not good. Other times you're like, fuck. There are moments where you're like, God damn, I want to do something different right now. But I know that this is going to, this is going to hurt viewership and people are just not going to like it. It's right in your fucking face. Anyway. They don't even get paid based on viewer count though? No, but it's the relevance factor that is important. Yeah. Ludwig and I have made this point time and time again. Streamers move to YouTube to get paid by YouTube directly. Streamers don't move to YouTube on their own. They either get banned on Twitch, so they move to YouTube, or they get paid to move to YouTube. Once streamers, and I've literally told this to YouTube, to their face before, you'll notice a change in the you'll notice a real shift in the space when you start seeing people legitimately move to YouTube on their own volition. Patters, this streamer moved to YouTube without getting paid. Lol, was a better fit for my stream. Maybe. Sorry, Patters. Did not know that. But most of the content creators don't actually do that. That's not true. Harris Heller left Twitch to YouTube because he felt it was a better platform. Maybe not in the 0.01% like you. Okay, well, like, but, you know. From a profit perspective, Twitch only makes sense for established top 3% streamers. YouTube will yield better growth and profits for small starting creators. Seems like anyone who moves to YouTube without a bunch of money is just fumbling the bag, to be honest. At this stage, yes. Still, it might change, though. Okay. But YouTube sucks for larger. YouTube sucks for larger live streamers that move over there. It's really hard because of the way that the directory does not exist currently. So it's infinitely worse for even smaller live streamers. It's not great. It's really great for discoverability is the best on TikTok. Discoverability on Twitch is, as a platform itself, is not great, right? But monetization overall is better than any other platform because of all of the things that you can, because of all the things that you can do. Okay? Like subs and everything else. I got here from that New York Times article about you way back. Yeah, audience retention is also much better. Monetization on Twitch is better than, definitely better on Twitch still. YouTube is trying, but the culture just isn't there for it yet. So monetization on Twitch is better. Chat on Twitch is better. Community on Twitch is better. And those are the main things that are fucking helping. Now, YouTube wants to tackle the community element, which is why they went after some of the big names. Okay? But because Twitch realizes that they no longer, because of Mixer falling apart, because at the time when Mixer was around, they were offering gigantic mountains of bags, okay, to some of their top content creators at the time. Some of them don't even fucking stream anymore, okay? Like, I'm talking M's, baby, okay? Shit that I definitely, certainly never saw and will never see and don't even expect it, let's be real. Mixer was offering fat bags, and for that reason, Twitch was also trying to stop the hemorrhaging from happening because they thought Microsoft was going to be super serious about this move, right? So they were offering fucking fatty Mick Arbuckle bags, okay? I'm talking Magumbos. I'm talking like that fucking shop teacher in Ontario. Like bags that were shelves, okay? Multiple McMansions worth. Anyway, but now that there is no competition in their eyes, they're like, yeah, we can now start lowering the revenue generation that random streamers can make on the fucking platform. Okay? They literally turned around and are now trying to figure out ways because of how little competition there is out there in the marketplace. What Twitch offers streamers now for contracts is laughable, and if you don't reach your hours/ads ran, they flat out just don't pay you any of the monthly contract payout. Yeah. Japanese milk explosion level of bags. Yes. People actually get views streaming on platforms like Facebook, though. Isn't it bad for the long term? I mean, I think, who knows? I mean, Disguised Toast did a really good job with that. He maintained his relevancy during the Among Us shit by, while he was still fucking streaming on Facebook. He got a fat bag from Facebook, and he still maintained his relevance on YouTube, but then he still came back to Twitch ultimately, right? A lot of these content creators would still probably maintain their YouTube presence while simultaneously streaming on Twitch unless they had an exclusive platform deal. That's just the reality. Toast probably regretted his Facebook move if he said that because he cares about the relevance factor. Okay? He most likely cares about the relevance factor. And a lot of people do care about that. Because it like kind of cuts you from the live streaming space almost entirely when you're on Facebook. It just does. Facebook views aren't real. If you scroll past the video, it counts for a viewer for a minute. You only need to watch 1 second for 5 seconds on Twitch. There's no scroll past or embeds unless you're on the front page. That's embeds. Yeah. No, there are embeds. like Fextra Life or whatever. What do you think about Ninja streaming on all platforms but not taking sub money, etc. from Twitch? We'll see what happens. I'm glad that Ninja, who has a lot of capital to be able to make these kind of risky maneuvers, is the one who's trying it. I'll certainly tell you I appreciate him for that. Like he might take the L or get a W out of it. He's set for life anyway, so it doesn't even fucking matter. He's a perfect guinea pig to try and figure out if multicasting on every fucking platform is the appropriate way to do it. Just use my Prime on a smaller streamer. Hasan won't feel the difference, but they will. No hurt to Hasan, but support smaller streamers. Rower. That's fucking wrong. I will feel that. Man, dude, fuck you. Kidding. If a news network offered you an ungodly amount of cash from your other website, would you consider it? No. So we'll see what happens. It's temporary, lol. What do you mean? What? We get a lot of hate for being on Facebook Gaming. It's not the cool platform yet, and it's got some improvements it needs, but they're doing their best to make it happen. At least they offer 100% to zero rev split till 2024. Wait, what? I mean, that's like saying Twitch had better rev splits back in the day. Okay. More questions. Were only streamers who streamed all 5 years including in these numbers, or were they clearly averages taken across all viewed hours in a given year? Anyway, something else to be mindful in this sort of stat. The normalization is by viewer hour. Viewer hour is a useful metric for Twitch to track. It defines a part of their cost structure. That cost is roughly invariant across the stream size. However, streamers actually care if they are getting larger or smaller. End of the day, streamers care about revenue per broadcast hour. This is a more complex metric, and when thinking about growth over time, factors like discovery and outside sponsorships are very much at play. Many reasons for this. CCV is going to correlate far better with the streamer's off-platform monetization options. Sponsors don't care about your per hour revenue. They want to understand your reach, and reach correlates with your CCV. That doesn't directly help Twitch's bottom line, though. Exactly. When you get an ad contract from, a sponsor that's outside of Twitch, you're literally, when you do that, you're straight up you're making money on your own, and Twitch is not seeing a fucking cut of that. And that's not good for them because it's on their platform. That's not good. They have to figure out a way to make sure that they get a piece of that too. Anyway, it could be Prime subs are very unevenly used. These are effectively public numbers. You can take a look for yourself. Combined with other monetization products, Prime subs increase your effective revenue share approximately 15 to about 65% total. At first, I was wondered why Dan didn't lead with these numbers and focus most of the argument here. After all, 65 is really close to 70%. That is the reality. The real juice of it, okay? The real fucking Monty, okay? The real main thing is Prime. That's why Lud always jokes like, oh yeah, Twitch is announcing that Prime is no longer available. That will destroy the platform in general. If Amazon tomorrow was like, Prime subs no longer give you a free Twitch sponsorship, it would hurt a lot of the creators on the platform, because that's where a lot of the revenue comes from for them. It's basically like Amazon saying, hey, free dollars for you, Twitch. Go ahead. Your subscribers. And it's a decently distributed method of doing so. I talked in the past with YouTube on this matter as well. One of their main issues on YouTube live streaming is 100% the fact that they do not have like a Prime comparison, right? If YouTube Premium offered some kind of membership, some kind of revenue stream, like a free membership for one streamer or whatever, that would turn into a Prime. That would also make it. That would probably also increase. That would also probably increase the amount of people that are joining YouTube Premium just so they can have a Prime. Now, of course, Amazon Prime in and of itself has a lot more offerings than fucking YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, I have YouTube Premium, but like that's only because I'm a fucking streamer and I don't ever want to see an ad ever again. Right? YouTube Premium doesn't offer fucking, same day delivery. Isn't that basically a subsidy then? It's Amazon throwing cash into something that shouldn't otherwise be profitable? Yes, that is a subsidy. Not YouTube, sorry. Twitch Primes are a subsidy. And it's probably a more evenly distributed subsidy, even though the majority of Twitch Primes probably still go to the top streamers, right? It's still more evenly distributed than any other way that Twitch could ever compensate every streamer on the platform, including top streamers. Amazon Prime Video offered standalone is $9 a month. Prime sub is worth $5 a month. That's $14 a month, and Amazon Prime is only $15 a month, so that's $1 left over for the rest of the Prime stuff you get, shipping, music, photos, etc. Yeah. Anyway. It could be because Prime subs are unevenly used. Most Twitch streamers don't see Prime subs as on top of their paid subs. Viewers paid for their Prime sub, they bought Prime, and the streamer earned the sub. I suspect Twitch sees Prime subs as missed earnings, and that's why they see them as on top of other earnings. That is the reality. It's not even Twitch seeing it as that, but it's also most likely Amazon seeing it as that as well. To conclude, if Twitch wants to make P&L arguments in an open manner, profit and loss arguments, it needs to, 1, publish percentiles and absolutes across CCV categories. We'll never do that because that will show how much money they're fucking farming off of each individual streamer. That would be fucking bananas, okay? And when that is out there, then all the contracted employees of Twitch, the streamers, would lose their fucking shit, okay? And 2, publish personalized numbers to each streamer's dashboard. And 3, get serious about discussing costs. And finally, none of the above deals with that. By the way, this, and some mechanism for being able to have this conversation with the platform itself can only be achieved under a more democratic organization of the company. The reason why Twitch does not have to do this, the reason why it's not common practice in any company to do such a thing, is because we don't have a union. Is because, and that was the main point I wanted to mention here, is because, 1, there is no union and there is no mechanism to push back against Twitch. Okay? I don't even know how a unionization structure would work in this circumstance when it is contracted, hired help. Like, it's effectively impossible to not have scabs in that circumstance, okay? But Twitch realizes that because they are so dominant in the space, and they are, both on the community building aspect, and also on top of that, the monetization aspect still, and that's precisely why they're able to, pull back the amount of revenue that you're generating for yourself and the platform and take a larger share of this and say, fuck you, okay? Because they have near monopoly status in the live streaming field right now, okay? Now, having said all of that, should they do all this? Yes, absolutely. That'd be great. You should have an honest conversation with everyone because ultimately there is no value without labor. That's the reality. In a hypothetical scenario where every single streamer that is working on the platform decided to, not stream on a particular day, even the top streamers maybe, but definitely all streamers, they would make no value. That is just the reality. They aren't near monopoly. No, but the way that it currently works is like that. And the strategy is the same, yes, for tech companies is always to capture the share and then ramp up the revenue to make profit later. Exactly. Okay? And finally, none of the above deals with that. At the end of the day, are moral and ethical arguments about who creates what value. It's unlikely Twitch will ever want to engage in public on that topic in a more glancing manner, signal that we're in this together, which, by the way, is the classic. I love this story, even though it fucking kind of sucks. But I personally love this story because this is such a great educational opportunity. Because a lot of streamers are realizing for the first time ever in their lives what normal companies operate like. If you've never worked in a normal fucking company, if you've always been like a streamer or something, and you were very fortunate, this is how real companies work. I worked in a real company, okay, as a nepotism beneficiary. I still ended up working in a real company, and I saw that. You know, set your hours, and the company can take away your profits if they wish to do so. The company can literally say, hey, I'm dipping into the fucking pool here. They can downsize. And they'll use terms like, we are a family. We are in this together. We're in this together. I want to see what the profits and losses look like. I want to see what other avenues you can actually, generate revenue from that is not so disruptive to the consumers. The chats, the chatters, the watchers, okay? It's something that I care about. So this is what they said. When we first established a 50-50 rev share split, it was to signal that we're in this together. You all do the amazing work you do to create great content, engage with your audience, and grow communities. On our side of the partnership, it's our responsibility to make continuous investments in the products and people that make your growth possible. If streamers want to get serious about having ethical and moral discussions, they need to organize and find common fronts of representation, i.e. they need to unionize. That is true. Exactly how you're supposed to do it. That is the only way that you can have any sort of leverage in any meaningful capacity. I don't want people reading this thread as if Twitch is trying its damnedest to screw streamers over. I don't think that's true, not for a minute. This change will only impact those at the very top while protecting in revenue of the vast majority of streamers. Structurally, the streaming business is hard to make work. Company after company has discovered this truth, but I do want to see better communication between Twitch and streamers and working together. For those of you who are saying it's not true, from what I understand, the way that they cut in to revenue generation is when you make like around 10K a month. Are they not spinelessly self-reporting that the original 50-50 split was to manipulate you guys into thinking that they care about your pay? No, I mean, this is a business. The contracted Twitch creators are a part of a business, and Twitch is a business. There are operating costs to a business.